Hello everyone, I welcome you in the virtual classroom of Economics for Business Decisions. We are discussing unit number 2, pricing policies. In last lecture we have discussed the objectives of pricing policy, and today we are going to discuss the factors affecting pricing policy. Let us see in detail. Determining price for the product is a very complicated problem for a producer because before deciding the price, producer has to consider many factors. On the other side, pricing is a source of revenue, so the producer cannot ignore this side of production activity. Let us examine some main factors which affect pricing policy directly or indirectly. See, price is having much importance in the organization because it is a way by which we earn the revenue. In the introductory lecture we have seen that price has to set with a great consciousness. If you make any mistake in deciding price, then you will surely fail in the market. If you decide high price, then customer will not accept it, you will not be able to sell your product, and you will be out of market. On the other side, if you set low price which cannot cover your cost, then you are incurring losses. Then also you will be out of market. So in both of the situation, the result is shutting down or liquidation of business. So to avoid this, we have to decide price with great consciousness. And for that great consciousness, we must have a knowledge about each and every factor which can affect pricing decisions. Now let us see what are those factors which can affect. The first factor is objectives of business. Before starting the production activities, the firm has to determine certain objectives related to different sectors of production activity like maintenance and control, profit level, and pricing policy, etc. Though the objectives are different for different sections, we should not forget that there must be coordination among them. The objectives must on one line. Otherwise, there will be conflict among them and final objectives will not be achieved. The pricing policy makes the stage for earning the profit. See, it depends for what purpose you are existing in a market. What is the objective of business? Some business exist in a market just for the sake of profit maximization only, and if they don't have any rival, they are going to set high price. Some business starts one of the unit just as an extent of their byproduct. They are having a manufacturing activity. Take the example of sugar. Now you know that out of waste of sugar we can prepare the papers as well. So if business starts the paper unit, then their intention is not to earn maximum profit from the paper. They may set to help to educate the children. In that situation, they may charge low price for the factors, low price for the papers. So their objective is different. That is why the decision regarding pricing is different. If you have only the objective of expansion and the long-term sustainable existence in a market, then you have to charge the lowest possible price, because by lowest possible price you can penetrate in a market, you can have a great catch over the market, and you can survive for a longer period of time. So it depends for what objective you are surviving. If objective differs, your pricing will also differ. Then second factor is nature of competition. Under perfect competition, there arises no problem of price of the product. As the producer does not fix the price of his product, he has to follow the market trend and to follow the price. In that sense, he is not price maker, but he is price taker. But under imperfect competition, the situation differs. In this competition, pricing policy becomes important to operate in the market. In monopolistic competition, there will be cutthroat competition among the producers. So pricing will be complicated problem. In monopoly, there will be no problem about pricing because that policy remains in the hands of monopolist. In oligopoly competition, there will be price rigidity because increase or decrease in pricing will not be beneficial for producer. Here, four types of market structures are given, and in four market structure, what kind of price is to be set, that guidance is given to you. You know very well that four market structures. Which are four market structures? Perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and monopoly. Let us take one by one. Perfect competition is a market structure where there is a large number of buyers and sellers. And it is a competition, it is a market structure where the producer has no freedom to set the price. The price is given in a market. Simply in perfect competition, producer is a price taker, not a price maker. You just need not to use your mind at all. Whatever the price is going on in a market, just adopt it. That is about perfect competition. Now let us take second situation of monopolistic competition. Monopolistic competition is a market structure where the number of buyers and sellers are less as compared to perfect competition, but they are not as less like monopoly and oligopoly. They are many in number. So there is a stiff competition between each producer. In that situation, you cannot have control over price, but if you want to have control over price, you have to try product differentiation. Means you should produce something different than your competitor. If you can offer novelty to the market, then to the extent of your novelty, you get the freedom, you get the control over price. So in monopolistic competition, price is decided on the basis of product differentiation, how much differ you are as compared to your competitor. Let us take third situation of oligopoly. In third semester, we have discussed the unit price output equilibrium, and there we have discussed the kinky demand curve. The crux or the moral of kinky demand curve is only that in oligopoly, price rigidity is a best option. To move from the price will not be beneficial for a single seller in a market. It is not at all beneficial to any one of the producer of a market, any player of a market. So whatever the price is set, you have to just stick to it and you don't change it, otherwise you will go to the depth of the valley. Take the fourth situation of monopoly. Now you know monopoly is a situation which is a dream of any seller. It is a comfort zone for a seller where he works less and earns more. It is a market structure where he is having the full control over price. And definitely, as he is not having any kind of competitor in a market, so he will charge high price. But here, as a conclusion, we can say that in monopoly, price is decided by the monopolist only. It may happen that monopolist is a virtuous person, then he can set low price. If he is a greedy person, then he can set high price. But all over, it depends only on the monopolist. So this is how the structure of market affects the pricing decision. Let me give a brief overview over what we have discussed. In perfect competition, price is decided by market. In monopolistic competition, price is decided on the basis of product differentiation. In oligopoly, price rigidity is there. Price is decided by group behavior. All the players will discuss collectively. and in monopoly it is decided by the monopolist. Now let us discuss the third factor, that is product and promotion policies. Product policy and promotion policy cannot be thought out in different directions. There are two sides of the same coin. There must be coordination between product policy and promotion policy. They should be adequate to each other. If we have if we dig deeper into this concept, into this figure, into this factor, then two criteria are there: product and promotion policy. Take the example of product, then we can categorize product into two categories, that is luxurious product and needy product. If you are producing luxurious product, then you can charge and you have to charge high price only to maintain the luxury of a product. And if you produce a needy product, then you should charge low price. Going on the other side, that is promotion policies. See, promotion policies can also be of two types. Either it can be aggressive promotional policies or it can be defensive promotional policy. What do you mean by aggressive promotion policy? Aggressive promotion policy simply means you are hammering on a mind of consumer with the help of advertising and the different tools of sales promotion. Anyhow, you want to just concentrate on the minds of consumer, you want to fit in the minds of consumer that it is only you who is existing in a market. You are hammering that much that they forget other competitors. That is called aggressive promotional policies. That's what Vivo and Oppo are doing nowadays. On the other side, take the example of defensive promotional policies. Defensive promotional policy simply means where you are promoting to defend yourself. You can take the example of Maggi. After having this scheme in Indian market that Maggi is having more lead as compared to desired standard, it was defamed in an Indian market. The market value of Maggi was reduced because of this action. So Maggi has to take back their all the products from a market. They have gone for the second batch production and they again came enter in a market. Now when they second time enter in a market, they cannot give advertisement as compared to their competitor because it is a situation where they have to create trust again in the minds of consumer. They have to be defensive, and for that you have to charge low price, because with low price you can win the sympathy of your consumer. And if you are going for aggressive promotional policies, then a lot of actions are taken by you. You are spending lot many resources, and definitely because of that reason your cost of marketing increases, which make you to charge high price. So simply we can conclude that if aggressive promotional policy is there, then producer will charge high price, and if defensive promotional policy is there, then producer will charge low price. If you produce luxurious product, then you will charge high price. If you produce needy product, then you will charge low price. That is about product and promotion policies. Now let us discuss the fourth factor, that is down the line conflict and coordination. Generally, the producer likes to charge the high price of his product in the market according to his calculations, so it becomes the selling price of a product. But here we have to note that only producers will is not enough to set the pricing policy. There are another two factors which have great importance in the market. They are wholesalers and retailers. Their functions also play an important part in pricing policy. They must have an amicable settlement between wholesaler and retailers. what they say is that it is not only producers' will, it is not only producers' wish which can decide, on the basis of which we can decide the price of a product. The other important factors are the channel of distribution. Channel of distribution, you must be knowing, they are the middlemen who make your product reach to the final consumer. If we have the discussion of channel of distribution, then it goes like that: zero level channel, then producer sells directly to the consumer. One level channel, producer, wholesaler and consumer. Two level channel, producer, wholesaler, retailer and consumer. Three level channel, producer, dealer, wholesaler, retailer and consumer. Now you just imagine why I have given you this level of distribution. If you have the longest channel of distribution, take the example of producer, dealer, wholesaler, retailer, then what could be the price? You just think on yourself. There are so many middlemen. If there is a middleman, they are working for the commission only. So more the middleman, more will be the commission, more will be the cost of marketing. In that situation, automatically price increases because of the commission of middleman. If you follow the shortest channel, take an example of producer, wholesaler and consumer, then only one middleman is there, then the less percentage of commission is to be paid, less marketing cost is there, so you can charge less price. So it totally depends on what is the level of channel of distribution you follow. Longer the channel, higher will be the price. Shorter the channel, lower will be the price. So that is about channel of distribution. Then next factor is pricing as a routine matter. It is found that before deciding the pricing of his product, the marketer studies the market condition for similar products and then he settles the price for his own product. There may arise a question, why a producer does so? The answer is, he has to deal with market demand and market trend. Has to deal with market demand and market trend, and that is why he research in a market for the same product or for the similar product. He will research in a market what price the same products are sold out. And why he is doing so? Because he wanted to know what is the total market demand and what is the trend of the market. So he has to keep himself with other producers. If he increases the price, it will hit to the demand inversely, and if he decreases the price, the buyers consider his product as an inferior product. In both the cases, demand will be affected. What they say, they have given two dimensions, that if you are charging low price, then the same product is already available in the less price in a market, then who will purchase your product in high price? No one. So your product will not be sold out in a market, you will not have any kind of demand. On the other hand, if you charge less price as compared to your rivals, then it may have the adverse impact on the psychology of consumer. They may consider your product as an inferior, and because of inferior product, they may not purchase it. Take an example of Tata Nano. When Tata Nano was about to launch in a market, there was a rumor in a market that other cars will not be sold out in a market because now Nano is available in 1 lakh, then the other producers will feel difficulty in survival. But what happened? Just because the car is of 1 lakh, it creates psychology in a market that this is a middle class car. Because of that reason, it was not a great success in Indian market, though it could be, because the Indian market is of having high middle class customer group. Then also it failed. Why? Because it has charged less price, and that less price has given indication to the mind of the people that this is a middle class car. If anyone purchases car, he is purchasing maybe because he is having need of it, and more because he want to show to the society that he is a rich. And even after purchasing car, if it would shown that he is a middle class, he is never going to purchase it. Not at all. Car is purchased to vanish the middle class image of a person. And if the car itself gives you the image of middle class, who will purchase? So pricing has to set very carefully. If you charge low price to attract more customers, sometimes it will go totally wrong. The proportion of routine depends upon the following points. First one, number of pricing decisions. Some firm produce multi-products. Now, the firm has to take decisions for each product pricing. The firm fixes one pricing policy for an important product, and then it will be applied for other multi-products. There will be a routine pricing among all the sub-products. If you take an example of multi-product firms who produce so many products together, then all the products are not a signature product. Out of that all product, one will be the star category product of a firm, that is known as a signature product of a company. And for that signature product, company decides a pricing policy, whether to set high price or to set low price. After deciding the policy for that signature product, the same policy will be followed in rest of the product, though the price will be different. Take an example of Apple. Apple's signature product is iPhone. They are following the skimming pricing policy, means the high pricing policy. Now, whatever the other products they will produce, Apple is going to charge high price. Why? Because they have set a trend to produce the high price product only. Take another example of Parle-G. Parle company's main signature product is Parle-G biscuit, which is sold out in a quite less price. They are also producing other biscuits as well, cream biscuits as well, which are having the competition with the high priced creamy biscuits. But whatever the biscuit you take of Parle-G, it will be of lowest price only. Why? Because their signature product's price is low. They are following penetration pricing policy, so they will keep the same image in rest of the product. So what this factor says, that pricing you may have to decide so many times, but you have to decide whether you want to go on a high price track or low price track. If you want to go on high price track, then you have to keep all the products on the high price. You cannot have some products for high price and some for low. Likewise, if you select the low price track, then you have to keep all your products in the low price track. Then the next factor is availability of adequate and reliable data on demand aspect. It is not date, it is a data. Reliable and perfect data is required for price fixing, but sometimes such data is not available. In this case, the firm has to depend upon mechanical formula. On that base, pricing can be possible. Sometimes you may have done a market research and you have a primary data, means a first-handed data of demand and supply of a market. In that case, you can decide price on your own. But for all the products, for all the company, it is not possible to go for market research to have first-handed data on demand and supply. So that depends on the secondary data like the researches by the journals, the business magazines, and like the research of trade associations as well. And on that basis, they will decide a price. In third semester, we have discussed different methods of demand forecasting. There, we have correlated how to set price on the basis of demand forecasting. So, some mechanical techniques were there that has to be followed when we are using the secondary data of market. Then, competitive market. Some markets have cutthroat competition. Under this situation, the firm becomes helpless to set up pricing according to its own way, like perfect competition. There is a cutthroat competition, so we have to take the price whatever is set by a market. We are simply price taker, not a price maker. So it has to accept the common routine pricing formula without any change. If it tries to set a new pricing rate, it is possible that its product may be thrown out from the market. So if you move from the given price, market may not accept your product. Definitely you are not going to charge high price to depress your customer. You want to attract customers, so you will charge low price, and if you will charge low price, then you have to bear the counter moves of your competitors. And already in perfect competition, where so many firms are playing in a market, price will be at a lowest possible level. If you go below that level, then there is no survival, there is no cost covering. And because of that reason, you may have to shut down even if you don't face any counter move of your competitor. So this is all about internal factors. Now let us discuss the external factors. There are some external factors which also affect the pricing policy of the firm. They are as under: demand elasticity and supply volume of production. Two factors are there, that is demand elasticity and supply volume. According to elasticity, the price of the product is determined. If the producer does not mind the elasticity and he sells his product, the result may come that is, product may not be accepted by the consumer. If we discuss about demand elasticity, then I have given a detailed discussion in our physical classroom. We will always take two types of elasticity: more elastic and less elastic. If your product is more elastic, means per 1% change in price will create greater change, more than 1% change in demand. In that situation, you should charge low price. So more elastic, low price, and vice versa. If your product is less elastic or inelastic, then 1% change in price will create less than 1% change in demand. In that situation, you can set high price. So crux of this discussion is more elastic, low price, less elastic, high price. That is about demand elasticity. Now let us discuss the supply volume. You have studied the law of supply in second semester. Higher the supply or more the supply of the product, lower will be the price. And lower the supply, less the supply of a product, higher will be the price. Because by less supply, scarcity will be created, and in scarcity, price will be hiked. So more the supply, less the price, less the supply, high the price. Then the second factor is consumers' general purchasing power in an economy. Also determines the level of their purchasing capacity. Pricing should be in level according to their economic level. Here, consumers' general purchasing power you can take as the national income. Those countries which are having the high national income, high per capita income, there almost all the products are sold in high price. Take the example of America, where per capita income is very high and the rate of each of the product is also high. Take another example of the underdeveloped countries of any Africa continent, like Nigeria is there, and other countries of Africa continent, where the per capita income is low, where people is earning low. Will they pay high? Not at all. You have to charge low price if you want to survive in underdeveloped country. So if you are in the developed country where high per capita income is there, you can set high price. If you are in a country where low per capita income is there, you have to charge low price. Then the trend of government also affects the pricing policy. The government keeps an eye on the prices of essential commodities. It controls the level of pricing by imposing various rules and regulations. It does not allow the firms to set pricing freely. The another factor is government's approach towards your product. If government favors your product, they will give you subsidy, and you can sell your product in low price because your most of the cost will be covered by subsidy and you manage to earn profit. But if government go against your product, like you can take the example of liquor, then government will impose a lot many tax on your product. They will try to lessen your demand. In that situation, if you want to survive, to cover your cost and to make yourself safe from the government, you have to charge high price. So this is how the government's approach come in a way to decide pricing of a product. So this is all about the factors affecting pricing policy. From next lecture we will discuss methods of pricing policy. Till the time, have a great day.